finding your voice, a singer's journey.
Hello everyone and welcome to Finding Your Voice, a Singer's Journey. Today we are here with Shiv from the band Slow.
Welcome to the show, Shiv. We're really excited to have you. Basically, Shiv is a all-round creative. She grew up in London and then moved to Falmouth to do a uni degree in art, and it was like a tech art course, like it was computer design course. And then she went to Bristol, where she did a music production course, and now she started a band called Slaw, and we're really excited to talk to her about that and her plans for it.
Hi. Oh, so nice to be here with you guys.
So yeah, let's start off with how would you describe yourself as an artist? And I think this one is a bit different to the other interviews we've done because it's kind of, you're part of a band and you create the music, I'm guessing together, or maybe there's a different way, but it's more like a band than a solo artist project, I'm guessing. So yeah, how would you describe yourself as an artist?
I think I'd describe myself as quite erratic. Quite nice. Emotional. It's I think structure is good for me, but it's also very dependent on what I create is very dependent on how I'm feeling, my energy levels. So I think, erratic.
I think most people, most artists would probably say that.
Yeah.
It's very emotional, I think, creating your own music.
And if I can ask, what type of sound do you look for with your music? What style?
Music is quite emotional for me, and I really like 2000s emo punk pop kind of stuff, the cheesy things. So I think that's kind of the sound I want to emulate, just make my own reimagining of. And the 21st, in 2023.
Nice. And who inspires you then? Which band?
Quite a lot, quite a broad range. I think I like the whiny, Neck Deep and Paramore kind of collective sound, but then I really like the emotional expression in older Motown and jazz. I really like Etta James.
Nice.
And just Ella Fitzgerald. I like the way that they kind of incorporated their, I don't know, church roots, the singing from their heart, and just that's you can feel it when they sing, and that's what I want.
Singing the gospel.
Yeah, totally. That's amazing. I want to sing the gospel, but make it emo, I think.
That should be your bio. I want to sing the gospel, but make it emo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that just one sentence says it all.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah.
Amazing. I know your voice is very sort of folky, and I really, really love the different runs and how it just seems to fall out of you rather than you're oh, I really want to do a cool run now, which there's no problem with, but it's not you're thinking about it. It's more it just comes to you, or that's how it feels when you sing it, which is really nice.
That's a very nice observation. Thank you. It does. I think that's how I do music. It just kind of falls out of me. I think people are quite surprised when they see me singing and they're like, wow, that was very heartfelt. And it's well, how else do you do music, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. I've been to Bristol a month ago, probably, and I really like the city. I'm wondering, how is the music scene there? How is it going there for you and your band?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think with rock and punk in Bristol, it's quite it's not the main music focus here. I think the main focus is electronic D&B and jazz and hip hop.
Okay.
But because the music scene is in rock and punk is so small, I think it's quite a nice. My aim is to kind of like become the punk and rock music scene, like make it more, like collaborate with other people, kind of bring them out of the shadows a bit, and just like kind of plant myself. I feel like it's an easier task than it would be like if I was in London or Berlin or something like that, to kind of dominate the scene a bit and just see like the other kind of sounds that are out there from people that are younger than me, older than me, just to like really get my hands into it. So it's going good, but it's very hard to like pave your own way in it. But I like that challenge, I guess.
Yeah, but that sounds really cool though, that you kind of found a bit of a niche in a way, like your own place in the market, I guess, your own sound. And it's a bit more like, it's not as popular maybe. So, but I think that's kind of quite a powerful position to be in, because you can really own that and make it popular.
Yeah, I think that's my aim. Yeah.
How did it all start? When did you know that you wanted to be an artist and like pursue music?
I don't know if I'd call myself I don't know when to call myself an artist. I've always liked the idea of it. Like even when we were in like secondary school together, like remember like you took me to like choir and I just couldn't sing like in front of, honestly, I still feel like that. Like I've always liked the idea of it, but I've just been too scared. And I wanted to like start a band since uni. But again, it's just been very hard to find like rock, and then being a woman in rock is even more, how do you do that? So I think after uni, like after lockdown, I was like, I need to like really make this happen, because otherwise it's not going to happen. Like I can't wait to fall into something. I just have to make it. Like I feel like that's my purpose, to just kind of create and express. So yeah, I guess then like a bit after lockdown.
That's really nice. Yeah. And I think that's often the case, is like with creatives, like we're often in our own way, in a way, like we're in our own
journey.
Yeah. Like, and I think everyone kind of starts it when it's right for them, but it's like with me and music and stuff and creating my own music, like I feel like I'm in my own way with that. Like I'm like I have ideas, but I always hate everything I do. So it never amounts to anything.
Being in your way in that way. Now I understand.
Yeah, like but I think the way that you said, you know, you've kind of overcome that, and you still get a bit nervous, but like you're doing everything you can to like go forward and do what you want to do, which is great.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm just curious to know if a person that you don't know approaches you and asks you, what do you do? How do you describe yourself? Like, what do you do?
That's a big question.
Who are you?
I guess I'd say that I'm like taking a break from chefing to do music and art, to pursue it kind of full time. And I'd probably say I'm just working on my craft at the moment, I think.
Amazing, yeah.
Trying to get it out there, discovering more about what's possible, the business side of things. I spend a lot of time networking. I think that's a big part of what I do. I think I realize you have to like do that even more than actually making the music.
That is a big part of music, yes, definitely.
Yeah. I think it's just like figuring out that journey, improving my skills, making my ideas come from my head into the actual real world.
Nice. So you're a full-time creative musician entrepreneur. I like it.
Nice. Yeah. Like, I think that's one of the hardest questions whenever someone asks you, like, what do you do, when it's not just like a 9 to 5 job. But I always struggle when asked that question as well. So.
But you know, it's one of the things that probably you have to make up as well as you're in your journey and you're working on your the business side of it, the networking and your crafts and your music. You kind of also need to think about that in a way. You need to sell yourself because there's still that side of music. And at a certain point of your career, you should be asking yourself, wait, how do I sell myself? Like, if someone asks me, who are you? How do I make it catchy and snappy and make sure that this person remembers me? And, it's now something you have in your mind, and be like, oh, you know what? Maybe next time I'll be more prepared for that.
Yeah, sure. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I found that like half of making people take you seriously is just confidence.
Yes.
Right? You just have to be like, hey, like, I know what I'm doing, and people really need that structure and like the idea from you. And it's up to you to just make it a reality, I guess. But,
it is.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of be the first one to believe in yourself and get that confidence, and just pretending a little bit until it's actually the reality in a way.
Yeah.
Yes, like the whole saying of like fake it till you make it, or
yes.
Yeah, I've even heard like fake it till you become it. So until you like embody that as who you are. But definitely still on that journey.
Yeah. I
Nice,
think
yes.
it's good to remember that nobody knows what they're doing, I think.
Yes.
Like, we also spoke to Cora, who is also an artist and a musician, and we just like to know sort of like kind of what we asked her as well, sort of like, how does like art influence your music and music influence your art?
At the moment, they're quite separate. I would like to merge the two more in the future, just with like storylines and like album art and art for songs, just illustrating what the music and the song or the tracks mean in a more visual way, I guess. But at the moment, I think the main way they intersect is just meeting yourself at the flow state when you're doing either of those things. So whether you're doing like a drawing of something, or whether you're songwriting with people and you're like really in the zone and like coming up with melodies and ideas for chords, I think practicing being in that state of streaming your consciousness into creating is quite useful, and it's nice to practice it in different mediums.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how would you say, like, how did you find the people that you work with, like your band, and tell us a bit more about them and your journey with that?
Yeah, it's been an interesting journey, honestly. I met them, I think, like the beginning of this year. So it was 3 other people, a drummer, a bassist, and a guitarist. And we all got on like really, really well, musically. And also like just with each other as people, which was really nice. I think there were some differences in like the music, like genre wise, what we wanted to make, but I really liked that because like I think I said like before, I just like the idea of genre mashing. I don't like to stick to a certain idea of this is a sound I want to make, so that's all I'm gonna stick to. I like to be able to explore what comes out. I think I like working in that way. I'm actually in the process of, we had to drop our guitarist and bassist. So that was really sad. It was really sad because we spent so long like building cohesion and like falling onto each other, like when we're jamming and just reading each other's signals, and we're kind of having to start again. But we've just found another guitarist who I really, really like. Like I work with like a lot better, which is like insane. It's so nice. Like we can just like have a jam session for like, a couple hours, and we can bounce off of each other really well, which I really value. We're currently looking for a bassist, but that's still a work in progress. We're aiming to have like some gigs by the end of the year, keeping the hope alive in each other still, while it's like a tough time of recalibrating and rebalancing.
Like from what it sounds like, it's it is a hard process finding new people that you gel with, like because as you said, you need to be able to gel with people creatively, and musically. So that must be quite a hard process when you've already built that to then have to find it again.
And how is the process of writing music with the band? You jam, you mentioned jamming. So is that how it all starts?
It depends. I make, I have ideas that I bring to the band. I'm not really a fan of the workflow of being in a band and coming with ideas and kind of being like the one in charge. I like to be able to present my idea. If I'm going to come to the band with a song, I'll usually like, if I come with my idea, I'll make the whole song myself. I'll like do all the parts on Logic. I'll create a really rough demo. I'll bring it to the band, be like, hey, what do you think of this song? I really want to bring it to life. I like asking for input and feedback. I think that's really valuable to me. Like being able to present an idea and then have like 3 or 4 different perspectives on the same thing. I think that's insane. Like on a creative project, that's like, I really love doing. So,
and it makes the difference to the song itself, to the product itself, probably, no?
Yeah, I'm not like, I don't have all the answers. I can come up with an idea, but with any project, like you always need like a producer or like someone to play drums for you. Like you always need other people to help. So it will either be that, and then we'll like rehearse all the bits, and I'll be like, yeah, I like the sound of this. Like, let's keep going. Or I like what you did there. Let's keep that in. Or like, can you play that drum beat? Like, I don't know, in a less, I don't know, drums, like, you know, lower, I don't know, there's more of a bounce, whatever. But the other way we songwrite is if we just, someone starts off with like a riff or melody or a drum beat, and then we all just come in and we just see if it sticks. Really. And then if we like the song, like if we like what we jammed, we'll like take that idea and then we'll turn it into structure, and then we'll just keep going over and over until it just becomes a song that we like.
Nice. Do you record all the sessions you do?
I try to. I have like hours of sessions on my phone. I like sent Hannah like some earlier, and I was just like chopping bits up, and yeah, because I like when we first started, I didn't, and we came up with some really cool ideas, and I really regret losing them because I didn't record them. My bassist at the time had a really interesting idea of, well, you know, if we don't remember it, then it's not worth doing. So that's an idea. Yeah, it's an idea that I run with sometimes, but I'm also a fan of, you know, planning, being organized. Like, this is what we did. I have the clips for it. Let's see if we like. I just like having it to my disposal rather than like, well, if we remember it, then it's worth it, and if we don't, then we don't.
I do get it like a little bit though, because there have been times when I've had an idea and then I forget to record it, and then I forget it, and I get so upset, and like you try to access that memory so hard, but you can't. So I think sometimes you just have to let ideas go. Yeah. If you forget them, and not cry about them all the time.
Not too much. A little bit every now and then.
But try to be obviously like as planned and record all of them if possible. Yeah. But if one slips through every now and again, then hopefully it won't have become a #1 hit. And
yeah, I think creativity is infinite anyway, so you'll come up with something better.
What do you see your progression in the project being? Like, when do you feel like you'll be releasing music?
Well, before things kind of split in two, our plan was to create demos, get gigs while we were creating demos, use the demos to pitch to venues, be like, hey, this is our sound, book us. And then, you know, also use the demos to like send them to other bands, be like, hey, do you want to book this venue together? You can be our support acts. We can be yours. What do you think? As far as like releasing music and marketing, I think we'd want to like wait. There's no rush for that. I think we'd want to, I think, market ourselves more in person than online. And just kind of have like my aim is to have a strong local like support of people who like our music, like in Bristol and Bath. That's the aim. We haven't really gotten to like releasing things. I think like the short-term aim is just more gigs and just getting more practice at that. I get really nervous doing gigs. I think that's normal. I don't know about you guys, but like it's hard. Like I get so nervous. So I just want to get more practiced at that and be able to express myself without like having the nerves impact that so much.
Without overthinking things, but just do it and be confident enough to know that it's gonna sound good and you're gonna have fun. And that comes with practice by being on the stage and, you know, make mistakes and learn from them. Shall we move on to the little game we've planned?
Yes.
Sing the song with this lyric. So I'm gonna give you a lyric and you start singing a song with that lyric. And then at a certain point you will stop and the last word you said will be the word that Hannah will use for her song. And we'll go in this way. Does it make sense? Hopefully.
Yeah.
So cool. Your word is smile.
And when you smile, the whole world.
What a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky.
I go for this. Let the sky fall. When it crumbles, we will stand tall and face it all together.
I've got a really cheesy song stuck in my head, but I don't know what it is. I do know. It's like together, everyone.
High School Musical.
Together.
Oh my god! I love
It's like, where's that from? Come on, let's have some fun.
Fun. I listen to sad songs. No one ever said like fun. Like,
I'm so sorry.
I have two with fun.
I hate you, Tabate. I don't know. I think you're just going to have to do it, Tabate. Like, just...
And if I'm living in the real world, and it could being all alone.
Okay, so...
Alone. That's sadder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so you should know.
That's good.
I'm just really bad at this game. Okay, alone.
Shiv, do you have anything?
Yeah.
No, why am I so bad?
Can I give you a clue? Because I think you might like it.
Yes.
It's from a musical. The musical has a French name.
Oh. All alone, pretending he's beside me. Da da da, I walk with him till morning. Without him, I feel his arms around me, and all I see is him and me forever and forever.
I just thought of High School Musical again.
Wow.
Do it. Why not?
It's literally the same thing, though.
Or is it just like forever? Forever.
No, I need to do better than this. You got something in it.
Yeah. I'm singing it.
Do you want to go?
This is my clue for you.
Wow, damn it.
That's not a clue, that's an emotion. That's a
Forever, the same heart, and now I love you.
You gotta hunt. That's how it must be to live without. I think Shiv, you should go.
Shiv. Yeah,
because you didn't guess the forever one.
Okay.
Without.
And this looks like a job for me, so everybody come follow me. We need a little controversy, because it feels so empty without me. And this looks like a job.
My head just feels in pain. I miss the bus and I'll be held today. I'm late for work again, and even if I'm there, it'll all imply.
What if we do an exception?
A synonym.
Yeah, right.
job, work.
I ran for the past year and all through my work break. No, maybe.
I work out and take
Like,
time.
you know,
What do you mean?
At work.
Working
9 to 5.
What a
what do
way
I
to make a living.
Okay, the job is definitely too hard. Let's change it.
This looks like a job for me, so everybody.
Everybody.
So everybody.
Oh! Everybody dance. Do-do-do.
Okay.
Hands, clap your hands.
Go.
So, Shiv, let's go back to our nice little chat. Now I'm curious to know about your voice. When did you start singing and how is it going? So like one of the questions that I always like to ask people is, what's the favorite thing about your voice?
That's a hard question.
It is. It's a tricky one.
Really weirdly, I don't know why, but when I go really deep, it's very rich sounding. Don't know where that came from, but I quite like that. I don't often use it, but when I do, I quite like that. Yeah.
So your low register, those low notes. Why don't you try to incorporate it in your music? Do you feel it's not stylistically authentic to the songs you do?
I do. I mean, I don't know. I don't often, honestly, I can't even think of a singer who's...
I'm thinking maybe like the girl from the Evanescence. She does maybe have here and there.
That's amazing. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, she does, like, she definitely...
And then even that really clean change in quality, it's even more like, ooh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's so true.
Like, she has a very sobby, like,
Oh my God, yeah.
low tone to her voice, even when she's higher.
Oh my God, yeah, that's so true.
So maybe you can take some of those
Maybe
ideas and let them inspire you for your next song.
That's a really cool idea. Yeah, I really like that. I do incorporate it, but I like to do it more. I like the balance. Yeah, I really
Nice.
like good balance.
Nice. So what on the opposite side, something you don't like about your voice, the thing that you're like, why?
I'm still quite nervous about singing. Like at home, I wasn't really allowed to like talk much or like sing when I was growing up. So I still have like that anxiety, and it means that like the muscles in my shoulders and neck are often quite tense, and that means my voice gets you can hear it in my singing voice sometimes if I'm having a bad day, or also my talking voice. Like my voice gets like buried in the back of my throat, and I find it really hard to place like just at
Forward.
the front. Yeah, and I really struggled with that for a while, and I hated it. But now I'm kind of like, maybe that's just my sound until I like can heal that part of myself, like singing wise, and just like
Nice. I like the way you embrace it rather than avoid it.
Yeah.
As long as you feel it's safe for your voice and you're like you're not struggling or straining the voice, then embrace the weaknesses as well as the strengths. But I would say maybe a good way for you to maybe counteract that tension and everything, it might be a nice like body warm up before sessions or before live performance. So you do some stretches, especially the upper body, the neck, the shoulders and chest, and it might be a good way to, first of all, if it's a live performance, you would take your mind off, overthinking things and be stressed. But then it's also, you release tensions and you let your body work with your voice to produce the best sound that you can. So it could be a small addition to your routine before singing. That, you can only benefit from, I would say.
Because I also get quite sort of tense, like if I'm nervous about something. So it does help to like, as well, breathing as well, like just doing some breathing before performing. It's really good. Yeah. And like, I think that kind of covers it really. But as you said, like you're in kind of the early stages and you're choosing musicians at the moment. But is there anything that people should be looking out for, like for the rest of the year or for next year, like gigs, and like where can people find you and see all of that information?
I think the main thing probably to look out for is just what we're gonna start putting up on social media again. And obviously gigs. Please, if you're in Bristol, come buy tickets and come to gigs.
Where and how people can find you?
So on Instagram mainly. Just like I think our handle is Slaw Band, like official. And then when we'll probably put out our demos on SoundCloud to begin with. So there'll be links to that as well.
Amazing.
Thanks. And how did you come up with the name? I want to know that. Sorry, before we finish.
Well, when I was like still chefing, we had this like coleslaw that we had like a joke about, and I was just like, slaw. What about slaw? Like I've made like so much coleslaw over the past couple of weeks. Why don't we just call it slaw? And then we were like, yeah, it kind of sounds edgy and cool, but it's also silly.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Shiv.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for listening to Finding Your Voice, a Singer's Journey. This podcast has been brought to you by Vocal Venture. Follow us on all social media platforms at Vocal Venture to become a part of our community.
Finding your voice, a singer's journey.